Hello children, how are you all? Okay, so today let us start off with another new lesson in English. Yeah, come on, open your textbooks on to page number 28. Right, are you all there? So today we are going to talk about the new lesson, Some Apples Please. Okay, so that we are going to learn a new lesson, that is Some Apples Please. Yes children, on to page number 29. Come on, I would be reading. Open your textbooks and then you would follow me. This happened a very long time ago in England. There was a little old woman who lived in a little cottage in a village. So, this story happened very long ago in England. England is a name of a country. Okay children? So, in that particular country there was a village, and in that particular village there was an old woman who was living in a cottage. Cottage is nothing but it's a small form of a small house or a hut. One day she wanted to eat an apple pie. Okay, so what was her intention? What was her thought one day, children? She thought of eating an apple pie. Now look here, apple pie, we have it in blue. Let us check the meaning. It's a baked dish of pastry filled with sweetened apples. Yes, so it's a dish, tasty dish. It's a baked one that was filled with very sweet apples. Are your mouths watering now? Okay, so even her mouth was watering. So she wanted to eat apple pie. The more she thought about it, the more she wanted to eat an apple pie made of juicy red apples. So, if I want to eat, say, a pizza, okay, what would I do? My mouth would start watering. I need to have it now? Okay, after 1 hour I would go out and get it. So, we get the interest about the food more and more until we get it. Right? So, it's in the same way, this old lady also, her mouth also started to water and she started to think about it many more times. So, she was feeling like if the apples are very red and juicy, the taste of my apple pie would be wonderful. But she had no apples. So, what happened? Was she having apples with her? No. But she wanted to eat apple pie. She had a pear tree full of ripe yellow pears and a plum tree full of juicy red plums. So, what she was having in her garden, children? She was having a very big pear tree that was filled with yellow pears, and a very big plum tree that was filled with juicy red plums. Was she having an apple tree in her garden? No. But how can one make an apple pie with pears or plums? Yes or no? Can we make an apple pie with pears or plums? No. Apple pie needs apple only. So she was not having an apple tree in her garden. And the old woman longed for an apple pie. Okay? Longed for, meaning wanted very much. Okay? She was not having an apple tree in her garden, but she wished to eat an apple pie. That was her feeling. I should eat, I need to eat it today. I know what to do. I'll take some of my plums to the market and get red apples in exchange for them, she said to herself. So she thought for some time. Then she said, okay, now I have an idea. I'll do like this. So let me go to the market. Let me take my plums and I'll have an exchange. Now see the meaning of exchange, children. Giving one thing and receiving another in return. So exchanges, we give one thing to them and they give the other thing to us. That is called the exchange. Okay. Now if you go with your mummy to the market, what does your mummy do to buy vegetables or to buy groceries? If she goes to the supermarket and all, what she does, children? She'll pick up whatever she wants. Yes, she goes to the billing section. There she gives the money, and things what all she buys will be given by the supermarket fellow. Yes or no? Yes. If she goes to a vegetable market, if your mummy wants potato, she wants tomato, she wants lady's finger, she'll select all, she put them in the covers, and then she gives the money to the vegetable vendor and she takes the vegetables. So this is called as exchange. Okay, I give you something, you give me something in return. That is called as the exchange. So she was having an idea. What was the idea? Okay, let me take my plums along with me. I will go to the market. In the market you find many fruits and vegetables. Yes. So what she thought? I'll give my plums to somebody and take apples from them so that I can prepare beautiful apple pie. So she set off with the plums in a basket on her arm. So what did she do? She took a small basket, she put her plums in the basket and she started to walk to the market. As she walked along the road, she heard a lot of crackling and quackling. So when she was walking, after few distance, she heard a sound. What was the sound? It was a cackling and quacking sound. She peeped over the hedge and saw a young woman trying to herd a flock of hens, ducks and geese. The woman looked up. The young woman looked up. So, what did this old woman do? When she heard the noise, she started to peep. Arey, what is there inside, bhai? I'm hearing some voice. So, when she lifted herself up and when she saw a young woman. And along with her, she was having few hens, ducks and geese. Okay, so even the young woman, she looked up. Arey, somebody is also peeping at me. Hello, she said. Aren't these birds noisy? So the old woman was speaking to young woman. Hello, aren't these birds noisy? Yes, birds will make lot of noise. So she was asking the young woman, Arey, are they not making lot of noise? Then the young woman and the old woman started talking like old friends. So both of them had a very good conversation. They had a very good talk. So it was like as if they were very old friends and spoke to each other for some time. The old woman showed the young woman the plums and said how much she wanted to eat an apple pie. So what happened? During her talk, both of them were talking. The old woman said, Arey, my dear friend, I have got a basket of plums. I am very much longing or I am very much wanting to eat an apple pie. So here are my plums. Oh, said the young woman, my husband wants to have plum jam and I have no plums at all on the farm. So what the young woman was telling? She said, oh my dear lady, I have no plums in my farm. My husband wants to eat plum jam. Plum jam is jam prepared from plums. Okay, so her husband wished to eat plum jam. But in their farm, there was no plum tree. I would love some, but I have no apples to give you. I can only give you a bag of feathers in exchange for them. So, what did the young woman say? Young woman said, see, hello my dear lady, my husband wants to eat plum jam, but I do not have a plum tree in my farm. So what will I do? I will take the plums, but I do not have apples with me. Instead of apples, I'll give you some feathers. Is that okay for you? Yes, as an exchange, okay? Why was she having feathers in her farm, children? Yes, she was having birds, right? There were geese, there were hens, and there were also some ducks in her farm. So she had lot of feathers. So she wanted to give her birds ka feathers as an exchange for plums. So she gave the plums to the young woman and took the bag of feathers and put it into her basket. So what did the old woman do? Did she say no? No, she did not say no. Okay, my dear friend, I'll give you my plums. You also, as an exchange, you give me a bag of feathers. The old woman, at least the feathers were lighter to carry. So what happened? Feathers are very much light, na? So she thought, okay, let me give away my plums and feathers will be very light to carry because I need to go to the market. She set off once more for the market, hoping that she would get some apple for the feathers. So she was thinking, okay, let me go to the market. I still have a hope that I would get some apples. So what did she do, children? She met a young woman. So she gave her plums and she took some feathers as an exchange. Right? Did you understand, children? Okay. The road was long and she walked until she came to another farm. So, with the basket of feathers, she walked and walked and walked and then she reached another farm. The most delicious smell came floating out of the kitchen window of the farmhouse. So, what happened here? From the kitchen which was there in the farmhouse, a most delicious smell was coming out of the kitchen. The old woman stopped at the gate to smell the fresh bread and cakes. So, what did the old woman do? She stood near the gate and she started to smell the beautiful smell of fresh bread and cake. As she stood there, she heard a man and woman quarreling loudly. So, what did she hear when she was standing near the gate? She heard a man and a woman quarreling. Okay, now let us look into the meaning. Quarreling is arguing angrily. Arguing, talking. Okay, I say yes, she says no. I say no, she says yes. Okay, so this is called as an argument. Suppose, okay, in our class, what do? Suppose Rohit and Raju are two good friends. Okay, Rohit has taken Raju's pencil and Raju says, ma'am, Rohit took my pencil. But Rohit says, no ma'am, I did not take. Raju will say, no ma'am, he took. Okay, so that is called as an argument. Argument means talking very angrily. It is best to stuff a pillow with straw, said the woman in an angry voice. So, what the woman inside the house was shouting? She was quarreling loudly. She was telling, it is best to stuff a pillow with straw. So, she wanted to stuff a pillow. Stuffing means putting something inside a pillow so that it would come out and we can rest very happily on the pillow. So, the lady was telling to her husband, it is better we put some stuff like straw inside the pillow. I don't think so. Cotton is best. Isn't it much softer? Said the man in an angrier voice. So, what that lady ka husband was telling? No. I don't agree. Straw is no. Cotton is best than straw. Cotton is very soft. So, that would be very nice. So, the lady was telling straw and the husband was telling cotton. So, they were arguing with each other. Hello, said the old woman. So, this old woman who was standing out, she was listening, right? So, she said, hello to the people inside. The woman and the man turned to look at her. So, both of them, they turned to see who was from where the voice was coming. Oh, would you please help us to settle this? Is it better to stuff a pillow with straw or cotton? We can't agree, said the woman. So a third person came, that was the old woman. So this woman, the wife, she said, okay, you have come here, my old lady. We have a small discussion, we have an argument. Please solve our problem. We have a pillow. Now the pillow should be stuffed, means something should be put inside. I am telling straw is best, but my husband is telling cotton is best. So, would you give us a good suggestion, my dear lady? Oh, neither, said the old woman. I would stuff it with feathers. Feathers make the best pillows. So, the old woman, what did she do? Arey, bhai, both are not nice, neither straw nor cotton. I would suggest you to put some feathers inside. Oh, but we don't have feathers, said the couple sadly. So both of them agreed. It's a nice idea, right? Instead, straws may hurt us. Cotton may not be comfortable. So straws are very smooth, very soft, and they are very light. So both husband and wife agreed to put feathers. But they said, oh, we don't have feathers. That is hardly a problem. It's not at all a problem, answered the old woman quickly. And she gave a bag of feathers to them. So, what did she do? She said, don't argue. Feathers are good. So, we don't have feathers. So, what did the old woman say? Don't worry. I have a bag of feathers. It is not at all a problem. I would love to have, oh thank you, said the couple. So couple were also very happy that their pillow will be stuffed with feathers. And they said thank you to the old lady. I would love to have some apples in return, said the old woman. So what did the old woman say? Okay, I would give my feathers to you. In exchange, I want some apples. We have no apples, but here is some freshly baked bread, said the man and gave her 2 large loaves fresh from the oven. So, what did the man do? He said, we do not have any apples, my old lady, but instead of apples, I can give you some baked bread, nice freshly baked bread. So, he gave 2 large loaves of bread to the old lady. So, what did the old lady do? She gave her feathers and then she took 2 loaves of bread. Right, children, understood? Right, let's continue. Well, at least I can have bread and soup for dinner, thought the old woman. Even if I didn't get any apples, I did stop the quarrel. So, what did the old woman think? Okay, fine, no problem. Even though I can't get apples, I can have this bread and some soup as my dinner, as my supper. So, that would be there. But at least I have stopped their quarrel. So both husband and wife were quarreling. No, I was able to stop the quarrel. So she was happy for that. Once again, she came onto the main road and headed for the market. So after taking the bread along with her, she did not come back home. What was her intention in the heart? She wanted to go to the market and try to get some apples at any cost. Even though if she doesn't get, she would eat the bread as her dinner. She would have it. She came to a cottage and there she saw a mother and her children in front of the cottage door. They looked very sad. What happened? The old woman started to go ahead. She started to move towards the market. Then on the way she saw a cottage. Then at the cottage she saw a mother and children in front of the cottage door. So in front of the door, mother and children were sitting and they were very, very sad. What's the matter? Asked the old woman. Why are you so sad on such a bright and lovely day? So what did the old woman say? Why are you sad, my dear? See, the weather is so beautiful, the day is so bright and it is very, very lovely. Why are you people are sad? My children have not eaten all day and there is no money for food, said the mother. So what did the mother say? My great old lady, I do not have any money and my children also did not eat anything throughout the day. So as there was no money, I could not buy them any food. How can I keep this bread when they are all so hungry? Thought the old woman. So what did the old woman think? Arey, see, poor children are hungry. How can I keep my bread with me? Yes, I have to give it to them because they are very small and they are hungry. She took out the 2 fresh loaves and gave them to the mother. So what did the old lady do? She took the 2 loaves of bread and she gave it to the mother. So, how kind of you. I'm sorry that we have nothing to give you in return. But maybe you would like this little puppy. He would be a wonderful companion for you, the mother said. So the mother said, oh, you're giving us 2 loaves of bread, but I don't have anything to give you. I don't have money with me. But I can give you a small little puppy. And that puppy will be a companion. Companion means like a friend. Okay, a person who lives with us is a companion. So he would be along with you. He would be like your companion. The old woman wasn't so sure that she wanted the puppy, but she did not want to say no to the mother. So she picked up the puppy, put him into the basket and thanked the mother. Then she started off again. So old lady thought, okay, what is the use of this little puppy? Okay, fine. She cannot say no to the mother. So what did she do? Okay, fine, no problem. Give me that little puppy and take this 2 loaves of bread. So she gave the bread to the mother and she took the little small puppy from the mother. She put it in her basket. Again she started to go towards the market. Okay. Now what did the grand lady do? So she gave the bread and she took a little puppy. Right? What an odd and funny day it has been, thought the old woman as she walked along. Who knows, I might still get my apples. So, This old lady, while she was walking, she was thinking, "Arey, what a wonderful day is today. I brought plums from my home and now I am having poppy in my basket. But still, I'm going to the market to get some apples." So, on the way, she started to recollect. She remembered what all the things happened. So, plums, she gave plums exchange of feathers. Then she took the feathers, and feathers ka exchange she took 2 loaves of bread, and that bread again she gave it as an exchange, and she took the little puppy. But still, even after taking the little puppy, she was still having a hope. Yes, I would get some apples today. Then, as she turned a corner, she saw an apple tree full of ripe red apples in the garden of a cottage, very much like her own. So, finally, when she turned to a corner, there she saw a small cottage that was which was having a big garden, and the garden was having apple tree that was full of ripe red apples. An old man sat outside. So, near the cottage, there was an old man who was sitting outside. "What a beautiful apple tree!" exclaimed the old woman. "You can make such a nice apple pie with those apples." So, when she saw the apple tree, she felt so happy. Then she thought, "Wow, such beautiful red and ripe apples. I can make a beautiful apple pie out of these." Replied the old man sadly. "Of what use is an apple tree or apples to a lonely man like me?" So, what did the old man say? Children, he said, "What should I do with all these red apples which are there on the tree? I am lonely." Lonely means alone. He's only person who was living in the cottage. So there was nobody in the home. He was the only man who was living. So lonely means alone. Well, I think I know the answer to that. Would you like this little doggy in return for a basket of apples from your tree? So, what did the old woman say? "Oh, I have an idea, my dear old man. I can give you a small doggy, and in return you can give me a basket of apples." He would be a good company. So, this small doggy will be your good friend. He would have a good company with you. So, you take my doggy and give me some apples. Said the old woman, and she let the puppy out of her basket. The puppy ran to the old man and started rolling about his feet. So, she took out the little puppy from the basket and she put him down. So, this little puppy, he ran fast to the old man's feet and it started to roll. Okay? The man smiled and picked the puppy up in his arms. So, what did the old man do? He felt so happy that he took the little puppy to his arms. And that's how the old woman got apples for the plums she had taken from her tree. So she went home, baked a lovely apple pie and enjoyed it for dinner. So what did she do? This little puppy, she gave it and in return she took some apples. Okay, and she went home very happily with beautiful red and ripe apples. After reaching home, she had a very good apple pie and enjoyed her dinner. Right? So, is the story very lovely, children? Yes? Yeah. Now, can we get any moral out of this story? Can you imagine? Yes, children? Yes, the moral would be like there should be a will for us. Okay? If we want to do anything, we have to reach until we achieve it. How many of our struggles come in our life? We should never stop in between. Okay? So this old woman, she was having a will. Arey, I should get apples today. Okay? And she started from her home with plums. Did she get apples immediately? No. She got some feathers, she got some bread, she got a little puppy, and then she got apples. So, in her heart, she had a will. I should get apples today from the market. So, with that will, she went on and on and on, and finally she achieved it. So, in the same manner, we also should have a very strong will in our heart. So we should think, I should study very well. I should score good marks. I should become a good person in the society. So that becomes your will. And with that will, you have to move ahead. You have to be very strong. How many ever troubles come in your life, how many ever situations you come across, never stop until you reach your goal. Okay, children? So this is such a wonderful story, and definitely we are going to take this moral in our life. Are you not? Right. Yes, children. Hope you all have enjoyed today. Right? Thank you, children.